The developing story at this hour, a federal judge has sentenced President Trump's former personal attorney, Michael Cohen, to 3 years in prison for tax evasion, bank fraud, and campaign finance violations. We just got reaction from a Democrat, Congressman John Garamendi in California. Now let's hear from Republican Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona. He serves on the House Judiciary Committee. So you and I have been talking about this leading up. Is this what you expected, 36 months for Michael Cohen?
I'm not surprised that it's in that vicinity. I actually thought they would give him more because that's what Mueller was asking for. So I think he got a little break because another prosecutor was asking for a lesser sentence. So this is probably about where I thought it would land a little bit.
Do you think Michael Cohen is someone that Mueller or Democrats on the Capitol Hill can really lean on in terms of getting more information? He's got quite a gap between now and March 6th before he has to report to federal prison.
Well, they're going to continue to try to squeeze him. The question is, and this is what I keep wondering, is you've got prosecutors who said he is inherently unreliable in the sense that his veracity can be questioned on anything. So that's what you have going on here, is a guy who's not truthful, apparently, and at the same time they want to rely on what he says to try to impeach President Trump or indict him or whatever other objective that they have. This is the problem that I have.
So as we head into 2019 and the House changes hands in terms of majority leadership with Democrats, how concerned are you that they are? And you know, Congressman Garamendi said, oh, they can do both. They can look at investigations and they can get stuff done. It, though, does pollute relationships across the political aisle. If you're going after a sitting president in the opposite party and you're trying to get health care done, I mean, these are all the same people.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough because, I mean, first of all, I haven't heard any of my colleagues across the aisle come up with one policy idea that they really want to get after this time, and not with any specificity. But what I have heard them say is Jerry Nadler wants to conduct investigations. He wants to impeach President Trump. He wants to impeach Brett Kavanaugh. Maxine Waters wants to open up a whole bushel full of investigations. And that's what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing an idea that we can advance some policy that will benefit the country. Instead, what I'm hearing is we're going to investigate, we're going to impeach, and it's going to be highly contentious. And that's really not going to be good for the country. It's probably not going to be good for this institution. And I don't know how good it will be for reaching across the aisle to try to work together. Yeah,
that's my question. I mean, in fairness, Congressman Garamendi says he is wanting to get health care and he's wanting to get infrastructure and these other things done. But you have to want it, you got to actually have to do it.
Right.
And Democrats often say they can walk and talk and chew gum and all this stuff at the same time. But we know from the recent history with Mueller that these investigations, remember there were 6 of them in the beginning, into any Russian collusion or connection. Conspiracy is really the word that we want to use there more than collusion, because that's a crime.
Right.
So let's talk about where you are in terms of looking forward and what you can do in the House to make sure things stay on track.
Well, you know, so we've got 2 challenges. We've got a few weeks left in the majority, and we've got some things that we should be doing, whether it's to build and fund the border wall, to take care of the spending bill, et cetera. But when we move into the minority, and what I'm hearing when I hear the chairman of committees that I'm going to sit on not talk about policy issues, but rather talk about investigations, it makes me believe that we're going to have to play defense in a very aggressive manner. And there might be some places where we can find some mutual accord, but I would say we're going to have to be very aggressive in defending the policies and priorities and principles that we have.
You know, I want to take us a little broader now, because you just said we have to play defense, quote, in an aggressive manner. Did you see that sit down with Pelosi, Schumer, and the president yesterday? Because there was some defense being played there and some offense. What is your take on being able to get the border wall system that the president wants, irrespective of whether they do it before the end of the year or next year?
I would say, first of all, we could do it a couple ways, but the House needs to do it. I think we need to do it as a separate standalone bill and not part of a funding bill. Another way we could do it is actually pass out the budget itself and then do it in a reconciliation. I mean, there are some ways we could get this done. It would take a lot of work. It would take some time. We might have to stay here a little bit longer than people want, but I'm willing to do that, and I would urge my colleagues to be willing to do that too, because I think this is important.
I don't know if you saw across chamber yesterday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said that he might have to work between Christmas and New Year's to actually get some stuff done. I thought, oh boy, the Senate working during the holidays. It's great to see you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Harris.